There is a saying that says, what got me here won't get me there. Are you going to adapt or collapse when your business goes through challenges? I have been thinking about this quite a bit. We are in the middle of the marketing quarter at Pro Pet Photog in the community center. So I'm writing a lot, I'm researching a lot, and I'm going through a big transition in my own studio. And what I've seen in myself and my students is that we are constantly up against challenges in our business that, tough love here, we're using excuses to not tackle. Now, I have 5 here today, and you will have heard these, you will have said these, and these are kind of timeless excuses that we always make seem like they're very timely. So when we're talking about struggles in our business, it's typically, I can't get clients. I don't have enough clients, or the clients I have aren't working out. And there's a lot of things in here. There's a lot of ways we can tackle this, but I want to draw your attention to some of the things that you might be thinking or saying that you can change your mind on, and it will change so much for you. Because it is just an excuse. Okay? Now, we're pet and people photographers, portrait photographers, but I know this is universal information and excuses. So here's the very first excuse that I hear and I feel all the time. It's the economy. We tend to think of ourselves as an extra, as discretionary funds going towards photography, and sometimes they are and sometimes they're not. But if we think of ourselves as discretionary, then why wouldn't our clients think that? Number one. But back to the economy sucks. Can you think of a time that you've ever said, oh, the economy is perfect? It's just great. I tell you what, I'm in my 50s. I've been through personal ups and downs. I've been through global ups and downs. I've been through countrywide ups and downs for the economy. And this has always been the excuse. Always. The economy sucks. People are just trying to put food on the table. They don't have extra funds to pay towards this. Oh, the economy. First of all, I'd like you to define what the economy is and what the ideal thriving economy looks like for you. Yeah, you can't. Unless you're an economist, it's just this nebulous phrase that we say to take the blame off of ourselves and to justify us being in a business that's not working. Okay? And I am dealing with this right now. I understand the economy really isn't that great right now for a lot of people. Interest rates have gotten higher, things like that. And there's been times like that in the world. There always has been. But are you going to be the person who figures out a way to adapt and deal with that? You're going to keep using it as an excuse, number 2, or we decide this is the good time to retire. And that might sound harsh, but this is a conversation, a real conversation you need to have with yourself. I did a video recently about my doubt spiral. And one of the things that I talked about in that video was when I lost this studio, the question was asked to me, do I even need a studio? And in my mind, that just meant to me, do I want to go back to just working on locations and out of coffee shops? And one of the comments I got was, oh, you mean you'd give up photography? And you know what? That's actually a choice. We have so many choices all the time. And Robin and I talk about that a lot, is that it is a choice to just retire. If you've decided this is not a business model that's going to work, then why are you still struggling and just making excuses for it? So that's kind of my tough love about the economy. There is always somebody out there willing to pay for you. And if you would just start believing that, you will start finding it. For pet photographers, let's say your average is $1,000. That is not at all a stretch to imagine that people would pay you $1,000. Let's say in order for you to pay the bills and at your studio and your business and pay yours at home, you need 3 clients a month. That's it. Out of however many people There are. That's it. That's all you need. Well, that seems more attainable. There is for sure someone who would be willing to spend that. People are still buying expensive cars. They're still going on expensive vacations. They're still eating at expensive restaurants. There's people who value this and have the money. Okay, we can cross that off our excuse list. The economy, not a good excuse. Okay. The next one that people say, well, my town isn't very big, or my town is too big. And I know I've talked about this in another video, but it's another one of those hard lessons. Okay, then are you going to adapt? You have decided this is a choice to start a business in your too big or too small or somehow not right town. Why did you do that? First of all, but also if you said, no, I think it'll work because you've done the math and you know that even 40,000 people in your town, if a couple of them hired you a month, that would work. Is there that population in your town? Or are you willing to look outside of your town? There are a lot of photographers over the years who live in a town an hour outside of their right fit town. So they choose for their lifestyle to live in this town, but they're willing to serve the population of this next town over. And that is a choice. And that is something you can do. But we often give ourselves this restriction of, well, my town, whether it's too big, too small, too poor, no, not enough rich people. I tell you what, I don't have any rich clients and I'm okay. It's not those people. It's the idea of who you're marketing to and connecting with those right fit clients. A lot of this comes back to marketing and messaging. So if we can scratch off my town, your town's not the problem. Okay? Unless it's an extremely minuscule town, then there's a way you can work with it. You either move, you offer services in another town, you take your business online somehow, you travel as a photographer, people do that. There are ways around it. If you truly think that your town can't sustain your business, it's time to retire or shift your model. I know that sounds harsh, but I'm trying to save you some grief. Here's the other one that, I've used all these excuses too, people. Okay. My potential clients. There's nobody out there that would hire me. Or the people who say they really want my stuff have now ghosted me. Now, ghosting is a real thing that has started in earnest as like some kind of an acceptable thing to do in the last few years. I don't understand the concept, but there it is. It doesn't matter. Like, we just have to accept some people will feel really fired up and really excited to do something, and then it'll fizzle out. And instead of telling you, they're just going to go away. Fine. Okay, that's just something we have to factor in now. That's all we have to do. We just have to factor it in. Back in the day, it was probably like they wouldn't answer their phone. They don't answer their front door. There's been these same problems throughout time that, my potential clients are awful to me. What is that saying about who your potential clients are, or your sales process, or your messaging? Again, it comes back to all of that. You can't just keep blaming these people for wanting something you don't carry or you don't provide, or not staying in contact, or not being excited about the experience. Or if you have offered them an experience and they've taken just that and they haven't gone beyond, then you need to just be happy with what they've done. So maybe it's a promotional service that you did, like mini session or something, and all of your averages were $200. Well, that is what you offered, and that is the price point that these clients were looking for, and that's what you provided. Great. You provided what you said you'd provide. So you have to be able to accept that. And I know this happens to us a lot. We undervalue what we're doing, and then we get upset that our clients only want to pay so much. And then by the time we get done with it, we're like, we don't get paid enough for this. Beep. It's a cycle. And that's something, again, that if you're in a professional group, they'll help you through. ProPat Photog is like that. I'd love for you to join us in there. I try to be encouraging. Like, this seems like a little bit of a harsh video today, but I really want to give you the knowledge that you have choices. All right. My competitors are cheap. You know how tired I am of this lame excuse? Oh my gosh, the photographer down the road charges $20. The world down the road, they only charge $20 all day long. So, do you think that the high-end restaurants are going, yeah, but the fast food places are not charging anything? No. Do you think the high-end hotels are saying, but Motel 6? No. It is a completely different set of clients. The people looking for $20 photos, maybe that's earnestly what they want and they can afford. Great. Guess what? There's people in your town that can service them. Super. You don't have to worry about them. They've got their whole thing going on over here. They're doing what they need to do for their clients and their business and their families. Fine. Great. What do you need to do? Instead of spending all of our efforts looking at our competitors and judging them from the outside when we have zero idea what they're doing, what do we want? How much time are you spending going, oh, okay, that's not what I want, so what do I want? It's so much easier for us to say what we don't want, isn't it? Oh, I know I do that all the time. And it's easy to get wrapped up in that narrative too. Like I can't help it. The whole industry's gone downhill. Is it time to retire? Or is it time to adapt? Is it time to adapt and say, okay, that's fine, but I'm going to define what my business is, who my clients are, who I'm the right fit for, and they're the right fit for me. I'm going to spend a boatload of time working on that. And then I don't have to worry about who their ideal clients are at all. That's wasted effort, wasted time. Spend all that time figuring out who you do want to work with and who does value you and who's desperately looking for you, but they can't find you. Again, marketing, messaging. We talk about this a lot in the community center and on this YouTube channel. And if you're in good business groups, they talk about this. So we can cross competitors off our excuse list, okay? And the last one is the algorithm. I'm also super tired of hearing this. Every single social media platform has an algorithm. Most of these platforms are free. They can do what they want. And they will, and they have. These have been around for years and years and years and years and years. The algorithm has changed constantly. And that is the way that they work. You just have to adapt with it. And I hear, especially like YouTubers and people who have gotten good traffic doing one type of marketing tactic or social media tactic on the site that they like, and now it's not working. They'll completely blame it on the algorithm. And there may be a little bit of truth behind that, because when the algorithm shifts, it has to resort data, and you might have been sorted out of the mix. So now you have to adapt and try something different. So yeah, YouTubers do this a lot. Oh, the algorithm didn't push my video. Same thing for Instagram. They didn't show people my cute cat picture. It wasn't compelling. You have to take a harsh look at the content you're putting out there and going, would this stop me from scrolling? Would it? Is it compelling enough that I go, oh, I have to look into that. I need to have that. There's a lot of marketing programs out there. Okay. I have one. I'm going to give you an example of something that I had thought about for a while and finally just pulled the trigger on. And it's a business coach in my area that I really admire. And they are having a June special on this marketing program that they have. And the price was amazing. What you get is amazing. And I just kept thinking, oh my gosh, I need this. I need this. This sounds great. And I finally just pulled the trigger and just bought it. And now I'm involved in this for the month. And that's what we need to create. That is one of those no-brainer posts, those no-brainer offers. How can we offer a no-brainer? Like, absolutely, I want that. You need to do the marketing and the messaging. Again, self-identifying questions. What's your unique selling proposition? What are you really offering them? What is your call to action? What do they have to do to get that? What do they gain? How does it change their life? Are you telling people that in your marketing and your messaging? Or is it just the stinking algorithm? Yeah. Really, really, really try to be honest with yourself and look at your content. Is it ego-driven content? Is it boring content? Is it the exact same cookie cutter gray content that everybody else does? How can you be different? How can you adapt? All right, so we've crossed the algorithm off the list. If you haven't noticed a trend in this video today, it is adapt, adapt, adapt. There is a saying that says, what got me here won't get me there. And I am figuring this out for my business right now. I am moving from this small space to a giant, giant space, and that is going to involve more people, more cost, but I'll have more room to do more of what I've always wanted to do. So I'm learning how I'm going to adapt. Now who can I reach? What do these people need? What is my message for these services? And you got to take action. You got to do something you haven't done before. I'm doing stuff I haven't done before, and I'm trying it out. It might fail. That's okay. Then I say, whoop, done with that. Try it again. Try it again. Try it again. I'm an extremely tenacious person. I've been in business for 10 years and had a massive amount of ups and downs in my personal and business life. And I've been there, and it's just not something I'm willing to give up right now. I am willing to take this on as hard as it is. There is no easy button, okay? And the other thing that helps me, which I'm hoping I'm helping you, I know it's, again, I've been saying this a lot. I know it probably sounds harsh because I'm a very encouraging person, but I want this to be encouraging, and I want you to know that, wow, you can take this control. You can have the choice to do these things. You can do them different than everybody else. The other thing that I think of a lot is, are you being the CEO of your business? Would a CEO of a business do this? Would a CEO of a business make this excuse? Would a CEO of a business do this? Okay, well, I am the CEO of my business. So I'm going to take on that and do it. Just do it. And the other thing is in the doing and the action is, are you hoping or are you trying? So when I move into this space, I'm not hoping I have enough clients and just kind of keep doing the same stuff I've always done. Or am I going to really assess it and try, put some actual effort into it in many different ways, try things. There's just so much that goes into it. I'm going to try. I'm not just going to hope. I'm going to try. I'm going to be the CEO of my business. I'm going to say all of these 5 excuses that we've been giving don't mean anything. It's the same stuff we've been saying forever, and it's just a way to make ourselves feel like we're doing more than we're doing, or an excuse of some kind. That has been weighing heavy on me all week, probably the last month. Just adapt. That's all you can do. If you truly have had one of these things affect you, how can you adapt? How can you change? How can you offer something new? There's got to be a way to change and to adapt. If you need help and advice, you can always book a one-to-one with me. Just go to propetphotog.com. It's on the front page, I think, of there. If you want to be part of a group of people who wrestles with these same things every single month. We meet twice a month in the community center, the ProPet Photog Community Center. We meet and we talk about all these things on an individual basis. And I'm happy to help you with those in any way I can. I don't mention it often, but I also have a VIP day where you can come to Colorado and spend the day with me. We can spend half a day online. We can do a VIP day and hash all this out for you. And you can just walk away with a much better understanding and vision for your business. All right. Thanks for listening. As always, I wish you many woofs, purrs, and TREATSs.